Do you know
the
what,
New York mum.
do you know
Okay.
what was beautiful? The way she handled the situation. I remember like seeing her tweets and she handled that like an absolute pro. Every single time, every single person that came at Monroe during that time, she handled that with such grace and poise, and she's so woke and educated. And you know what? I'm telling you now, Dan. I actually looked at her Instagram last night. I was thinking to myself, I really want you to be a guest on our show. So you know what, Monroe? I'm gonna send you an email. I'm gonna, yeah. I want you to be on the Ace or two because I feel like you have something to say, and I think people need to hear it because you're a beautiful soul. And you know what? I'm so glad that she has like she spoke to them and she got the apology she deserved.
Hey, I'm gonna get to it.
Go on, go on,
I'm gonna get to it. I haven't finished my story.
go on, man.
Cool. So this obviously leads to Piers Morgan.
Oh God. Oh, please don't.
Jesus.
Whew.
Um,
Namaste.
I won't go to that. Basically, torrents of abuse. So, last week, L'Oreal, bless them, decided that this was their time to jump on and out and essentially say that they are in support of Black Lives Matter, which is amazing. Like, you can see the change in 3 years that a company releases a trans woman of color for making essentially true statements, difficult, uncomfortable statements. But 3 years later, they're on board. They are saying that Black Lives Matter, they support it. Munroe, again, calls them out on their hypocrisy and their bullshit. And that they threw her to the wolves because they didn't want to have uncomfortable conversations or be part of it. They wanted to reap the rewards of the work without doing any of it, which is, and they weren't going to get away with it. So today, L'Oreal obviously are just the pile-on happens on L'Oreal, and as it should, to apologize publicly to Munroe for how they treated her and the mistakes that they made. And this is something I think we should all we should be open to, is understanding the mistakes that we've made, thinking we were doing the right thing, but not, and being open and willing to change. To which today we find out that L'Oreal and Munroe have had a conversation. She spoke with the president directly. They apologized to her, expressed regret for how the situation was handled, and will be making €25,000 donation to Mermaids Gender, €25,000 donation to UK Black Pride. And Munroe is now taking a seat on their Diversity and Inclusion Advisory Board.
Love to see it.
In order to make sure that the correct steps and work is made to do it. And I think this is something everyone should look at. You can make a mistake. You can make a mistake, and yes, if you make it publicly, the response to it will be public. But you can't just jump on the movement and the change for the visual so that you look like you're part of it without being part of the work and the struggle. And changing, if you're a company, changing your internal processes and being aware of your own bias and the way that you have, through actions on a company level, a single employee level, an outreach level, a marketing level, reinforced the stereotypes, reinforced the oppression of people that you now want to come on board and say that you're great and say that you support. If you're not actively supporting them, we will be able to see that. Everybody has been able to call you out on it and say you haven't backed this up in your actions. You haven't backed this up in any way that you work. So I'm going to say, well done, L'Oreal. This is exactly the kind of thing that we want to see. We want to see more. We want to keep going.
More, please.
For a company, for a beauty company, you know that you can't just sell beauty on things looking good. Okay, there has to be a story behind it. There has to be more to it, and that's what we want to see. We want to see more. We want this to keep going, and we want it to keep going above and beyond. Munroe got the apology that she deserved. She got it 3 years too late. She shouldn't have to have been apologized to because you shouldn't have done it in the first place. But
it is what it is.
Steps have been made.
Yes.
And we shout out again, UK Black Pride. If you haven't checked them out, go and look at UK Black Pride. The amount of work that they do to support
it's unmatched.
Essentially all queer people, but specifically Black queer people and queer people of color is amazing. Do go look at UK Black Pride. Also look at Mermaids. Their work in supporting transgender youth is amazing. They need as much support as you can. So go and have a look at those two. Well done, Munroe, for standing up for yourself.
Indeed. We love to see it. But yes, I'm definitely going to send Munroe an email because I feel like she'll be a great guest on the show. But while we're talking about guests, before we wrap it up for another 802, I have been having a few conversations, and I am hoping, I'm going to pass it. Me and Dan are going to have a conversation when this is done.
Big thing,
and we're going to
don't announce the big thing yet.
No, we're not going to. No, not yet. But we're going to. We're definitely going to have guests on the show coming in the coming weeks. We're going to get some people on board, and but this is my final thought before we log off for the evening. I'm really glad that the justice for the killings in America have been taken on board. They've also opened back the case for Brianna, which is amazing. I just want to say, for everyone out there who understands our fight and understands what we're fighting for, keep sharing, keep signing the petition, keep donating, keep your foot on the gas, because it's very, very important.
Yeah. Keep going, keep doing it. We will, for our part, share any resources that we can find on our socials.
Yes.
Well, so you can find us at the 802 podcast on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me at Dan James LDN.
Yep, and you can find me at nk.child on Instagram and nickcharles_ on Twitter. So yeah.
And before we go, just one more thing. We want to hear from you guys. Okay, we want to hear what's going on in your life. What's getting under your wig?
What's getting under your wig? I love that. I love that we have a segment. What's getting under your wig? I love it. I love it.
It's funny for a person. I've worn 2 wigs in my life.
Same. Very same. Yeah.
Get in touch with us on Twitter and Instagram or by email. It's the802podcast@gmail.com. Yes, that's right. We're not paying for a specific email address. It's Gmail, and you'll deal with it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And we also, if you check our socials, we also have a link which takes you to every podcast, every available platform our podcast is available, whether it's Spotify. And no, we are now on Apple Podcasts, which is incredible. It happened in like the last week. I was over the moon, like we saw it, but we didn't get to. I feel like we haven't really got to thank Anchor, because of course without Anchor we wouldn't be here today. So thanks guys. I know the Anchor team, they usually they have to transcribe this before it goes up. So if you're listening, thank you so much.
Thank you, Anchor. Thank you, everybody. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review.
Yes,
that really helps.
Yeah, that really helps. You know, we
5 stars.
Yes.
Leave us a 5-star review. If you leave me a 2-star review, it's personal. If you leave me a 3-star review, it means you're not listening. If you leave me a 4-star review, you're so close and nearly there.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Pretend this is an Uber drive, and we're driving you with great conversation. And when you get to your destination, which is the end of the podcast, we have given you what you want. So we deserve that 5 stars. So get on it, sis.
My Uber's here, so I have to go.
Yes. But from us, again, the 802, it's been another great day, another great weekend. From me, it's ta-ta.